welcome back to my channel. It is Christian here, and you're tuned in for more of my 2 cents. We got a great topic today. I think some of y'all, y'all think y'all out here believers, but y'all really just fans of the kingdom, okay? Y'all fans outside with the t-shirts, but y'all not really getting the benefits of being a believer. And that's what I want for you. But before we jump into the topic, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, I'm so glad you decided to stop by my piece of the YouTube verse. Thank you. Hopefully you enjoy the content, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. And if you're returning, hey y'all, hey, I'm so glad y'all came back today. We got a good video, but 3 points that matter first before we start talking. Number 1, you're not alone. Number 2, you're not crazy. Number 3, God, your creator, still loves you. And I do too. So let's talk. This topic is so funny to me because I think that a lot of people don't realize they have fan behavior and not really belief benefits. Like, you don't have believer benefits. You have fan behavior where you outside of the club yelling at people, but you're not actually in the club enjoying what's going down. And that's what I want to talk about. So let's do that. I saw a video last week, or maybe the week before that, child. I'm all mixed up on my dates. This girl was talking about not going to see The Little Mermaid. She literally did a whole video on why believers should not go see The Little Mermaid. And this is when I came to the realization that I don't think some of y'all realize y'all make God look crazy. Cray. Because if you're a representative, that reflects on that which you claim to represent. If my children was out here dirty, dingy clothes, hair not combed, teeth not brushed, malnourished, that would be a representation of me and their father, their creators. Okay, we created CJ and Claire, period, by way of God. All right, through the spirit to man, that's where they are, right here, because of us. That's representation. A lot of believers right now are out here saying and doing stuff that has the faith looking real raggedy. And this is one of them. Why are you doing a video telling Christians not to go see a Disney movie? Now, mind you, all of this stuff is just pretty much opinion, saying that there are spirits attached. The mermaid, the spirit, the siren spirit, lulling people in with witchcraft and chants and fowl of the sea sleeping with people on earth. And what that spirit looks like when you're just impure and you're engaging and crossing spirits over. And again, it goes back to the deepness that ain't that deep. Why is that all that Christians can focus on is constantly worrying about and warning humans against war in spirit? Wouldn't you think that you're creating these wars while everybody else is just out here like trying to make it from day to day, and you're bringing up these things that, honestly, y'all, I'm not gonna even lie to you, are so stupid. I'm not even worried about The Little Mermaid and it being a spirit that's released on my children. I don't care. I don't. My mama didn't have a problem with me watching Little Mermaid when it was on the Disney cassette tape on the VHS, honey. Wondering free, wish I could be part of that world. She didn't care then, and she was an evangelist and a prophetess. How is it now so deep now because Chloe or Haley, because Haley is the character. It's like it's over sensationalized now, and they're trying to reel our kids in with demonic, subcontext and all of this. So this is the revelation that God is giving y'all about Disney pictures. No, I'm not saying that there are not subliminal messages that are being sent. I'm not saying that at all, right? I'm not here to tell y'all that that's not what actually happens in our culture and in society today. I definitely believe that happens. But that's when you be aware and you decide if you want to allow it into your space or not. But blaming stuff on God and making it seem like your salvation is at risk because you're watching movies and TV shows, go ahead and pluck your eyes out now so you don't see nothing else. It's impossible to do that. You begin to live in bondage to everything because you're a fan of the word and you're not actually a liver, a doer, a believer, and a receiver of the goodness and benefits of being a believer. You're confusing the people outside. Doesn't it make more sense to actually be a representation and proof that this side of life is better than always harping on what other people ain't doing right? Like, leave people alone and let people actually want to get close to what it is you say you believe in versus you harassing them with your indoctrination and your fear-based tactics. I don't like that. So let me get to my point. Signs that you're a fan and not a believer. You seek to serve your leadership only. This is the first red flag that you're dealing with the fan of the kingdom and you're not actually dealing with the believer who actually wants to please their creator and help other people to live a free life. And by free, I mean no bondage, no fear, no shame. Like, free, clear thought. That's the biggest point that I think a lot of people are suffering and struggling with nowadays. Free, clear thought. Mental health is, that's what's under attack. People's minds are bound. It is hard to get from underneath the heaviness and the burden, the bondage. And it started from so long ago that it's hard to do the work to get from under it now because you're constantly trying to, redo the framework of what you were taught or told or showed. But it started early, so the foundation was built firm from your family, from your friends, from your parents. All of that stuff compiles, and then you're 30 and you're 40 trying to rework and see if you believe what you were told. But it's hard because then you start going back and you're like, dang, well, I don't believe that no more. But then this, what about this? Oh, it's too much. And how do I overcome this? And it becomes a lot and you just give up. Or you just start feeling defeated and hopeless. And that's my problem. So when you're fed and you seek to serve leadership more than actually sharing that there is freedom in just thinking for self, there is freedom in doing what makes you feel good, right? Legally, respectfully to others. But you don't have to live in the bondage of the perception of other people. But no, in church and in a lot of religions, you seek to serve your leadership. You seek to please man. You seek to reach the standards that they have set by attendance, by action, by activity, by involvement, by access, finances. All of that stuff shows that you're a fan. You want to be in. You don't really care about what's within. You just want to be in with these people on earth. You're a fan. You're not a believer. Next, you're obsessed with the idea of God's love, but you don't feel it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Let me tell y'all what God love is. I ain't gonna go down what God love ain't. God's love is peace. It is abundance. It is clarity. It is understanding. It is favor. It is faith. It is hope. It is joy. It is excess. It is wisdom. It is solution. It is focus. Right? It is health. It is surplus. It is asking and getting. Right? It is seeking and finding. That's what the Creator, it is power. God's love is power. That's it right there for me. Actually, that's my answer. God's love is power. It's the power to choose. It's the power to win. It's the power to do, be, have. It is power. God's love is power. God's love is giving you the power to do, be, have whatever you want. You can choose. You are so free. You can choose bondage. And a lot of you have. Hence you being a fan and not a believer. Okay. I don't understand how you can be obsessed with talking about and sharing the love of God, but then you're nothing like that. You don't know none of it. You so petty. You so messy. You're so confused. You're always in prayer lines. You always asking people to touch and agree with you. You're chaotic. You are toxic. You are traumatized. You're not healed. You're not delivered. You're not set free. You're tormented. That is not what God's love is. You are not even a representation of what you want other people to experience or know. So help me understand how you're not a fan. A fan will love you and have pictures up all around them of you, but they don't have access to you. They are endeared and obsessed with the thoughts of, but they don't actually know for themselves. We don't know nothing personal about Beyonce, but we can be fans all day. That's free. You can make up all kinds of things in your mind. People set a narrative of who she is all the time, and that woman never defends it. And that's how I feel about God. God never has to defend who or what they are. Who or what it ain't. You can think God is whatever you want to think God is, because that's what God is to you. There is no proof or evidence other than what you've been told from somebody else. But what God is whatever you believe and know God to be. That's why I say God is power. Because I have the power to choose what I believe. Period. Nobody's forcing me. The fear, the love, the joy, the punishment, the lack, all of that stuff is whatever I want to accept it as in my experience. As this with Beyonce, people want to believe she's shy, she's loving, she's calm, she's cool, collected, she's chill. That's what you can make up in your mind about her. She does not have to come down from wherever she is to explain or to prove it to you. You accept your truth of me, honey. That's not my business. That's how I think God feels about a lot of y'all. Go ahead and keep telling people whatever y'all want to believe I am, but that's not what I have to be to them because you said it. Just because you said it of me doesn't make it true. You're a fan. Next up, you tell everyone else's testimony, but you never have any of your own. Well, ain't that something? Always. Oh, girl, you just heard. And girl, somebody at church was just testifying about getting a new job and getting a new car and getting a new house and getting a new that. And they going on a trip and they went to pay their bill and it was already taken care of. Do you ever have any stories or manifestations like that of your own to share? I'm asking for a friend. Do you ever have your own good news to share? No? You're a fan. Just like I just said, I'm going to keep using Beyonce as the example. People who know celebrity gossip or other people's business more than they have their own great stories or information or well-being to share, that's because they're a fan. Fans always know their muse's good news. Everybody knows the good news of Beyonce or somebody else they're inspired by or obsessed with because they're watching them. But when you don't take that same energy and turn it inward for yourself, you're a fan. You're not even focused on self because you're focused and too busy bragging on somebody else's good fortune. What about you? If you believe, why you not tapping into the benefits? Why you always talking about what your pastor got and what your pastor doing? What your pastor just bought? Where your pastor going next? Why it's not you? Why you not traveling? Why you not getting increase in blessings and great things happening for you in favor? Why you always sharing somebody else's good news outside of the club? That's what I'm submitting to you today. You're a fan. And last but not least, you don't like to hear anything constructive or critical about the church because that would then poke holes in the fact that your belief system and organization is a farce that only you can hold on to in hopes that one day something comes through for you, but it's not actually what you get to lean on to see great things happen for you currently. I am not obsessed with church culture or church that much that I don't know how to actually tap into the fact that there are going to be some things that are wrong with the church. People who are obsessed with and don't like to hear nothing critical about church culture, that's because for someone to actually have points that are valid would be you having to admit that there are holes in the process, that there are holes and scamish qualities in the beliefs, that something in the milk ain't clean. Everybody now talking about millennials and young people, there being a great falling away from the church. Y'all think that's for nothing? Y'all think that's Satan? Y'all think that's the enemy That's not the enemy. That's not the trick of the enemy coming against the body of Christ. That's people wising up and looking at it for what it is. It's not giving the results that y'all said it would. I came over here because y'all said I was going to get something good. And right now, all I'm getting is hit up for my money. I'm getting played with in my face for prayer institutes. Right? I'm out here watching pastors go off on other vloggers from YouTube. I'm on here reading about scandal after scandal. People constantly in church having to backtrack and apologize to the public for lies or, misdeeds, misconduct. Y'all don't want to hear nothing about the church. You're a fan. Just like the Beehive, say something negative about the queen and you're finna have a problem with the team. That's what it's giving. You're a fan. You're not a believer. You don't actually have the benefits of believing that all things work together for your good because nothing good is coming out of what you do. You outside the club with a t-shirt and a sign. And you're hoping that your forehead will get a signature from your pastor. Because you don't really want to touch from God. Because if you did, your life would be different and there would be evidence of who you're connected to. That's all I'm saying. Everybody that's connected to Beyonce, you don't hear from them. She ain't got to come out and combat people trying to sell stories and inside details to the tabloids because everyone close to her understands the benefits of access to her power. And that's how I feel about God. People who actually have access to the benefits of God's power working within and manifesting on the outside of them don't have to do all that your pastors, your leaders, and even you be doing to people outside in the world. Terrorizing, right? And making people feel less than. That's not truly how someone who operates in the faith has to act. But don't take my word for it. Don't take my word for it. There's just too many people out here living a good life and they're not associated with religion. So that's all that I got to say about this point. But if you notice any of these points to be true in yourself or others that you know, go ahead, drop down in the comment section below and let me know. I love to be able to identify with people who too have experienced this. I used to be a fan. I was a fan of my pastor. I was a fan of his wife. I was a fan of our church. And I went to bat for that. But then when I disassociated myself and realized, Christian, you're actually doing yourself a disservice by connecting with things that actually don't serve you and don't pull the best out in you versus you actually being on the inside and actually having the benefits of it. Now I have unlimited access and potential. And the greatness is what I want to share with you. Be free. Be free. Don't see people as your all in all, your knight in shining armor. Nobody's coming to save you. Even with salvation, they claim you get to pick that. For whatever reason, you still choose to tap in and hope that your pastor can be the one and the reason that gets you into the pearly gates. And that's a problem. You're a fan. There are no backstage passes, no all access to heaven. You got to do the work for self down here by yourself. And there's that, okay? I've enjoyed the video. I've enjoyed this topic. And I mean, it just really, I was flowing and going. I was doing the things. Go see The Little Mermaid too. Shout out to Haley. Congratulations on being a black mermaid, honey. Since everybody's so upset that a little white cartoon character that wasn't real now gets to be made black. I don't get that. I mean, it's all made up anyway, but we're mad about it. So whatever. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We would love to add you to our 2 Cents crew. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.